I'm so excited. Look, you know this. I've already told you, but I'm going to be so chill in this interview and so cool
Don't
and
be
normal.
too chill.
I know. I'm so stoked, and like your voice is just one of the reasons why I am a singer and one of my main influences. Anyway, but I want to start with this because you started out pretty young.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of musicians are like this, but music was kind of a refuge for you, right?
Oh, completely.
For me as well.
Medicine.
Safe place.
Some best friend, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that early on? Did you start writing poetry first, or did it?
You know what? I didn't write poetry. I didn't even write a song till I got a record contract at 19.
What?
I know. To be fair, I was doing a lot of research, right? I was digging into music and listening and sort of,
Yeah.
just
Diving into all the people that are great at it.
Yeah, and it's like, why does this, why does this make me feel so good? I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I kind of didn't. I had a band and I worked on a couple melodies, so I did a bit of writing, but not, writing a whole song until I got the contract, which is crazy. I literally got the golden ticket.
We got the golden ticket because you got a contract and we got music. But you went on to write many hits since then, obviously including Angel is one of them. How did that come about? Was that fast for you? It feels like one of those songs that I feel like just came out.
You're right.
Because it's so good.
One of the only songs that has ever happened for me like that. I'm not prolific. It takes a long time. Lyrics are tough for me. But I was,
You're so good at them.
Well, you're very sweet.
That's so odd to hear.
I work really, really hard to get them to a place where I'm happy with them. But Angel was one of those songs that came out in a matter of, I think, about 2 days. I was living in a little cottage in the Laurentians. I had been on the road almost 3 years.
Too much.
And the record label's like, hey, where's your new record? And I'm like, I need to go home. I need to process what's happened to me.
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep. I need to get grounded again and figure out who I am now amidst all this madness that I've been managing.
Yeah.
And went out and got a lot of magazines because, I was like, I need some distraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And started reading Rolling Stone magazine, and there was an article about the Smashing Pumpkins keyboard player who had OD'd on heroin in a hotel room. And as I was reading this story, I've never done heroin, I never will, but I had this just profound sense of sadness and empathy and understanding for this feeling of desperately needing to find some escape and some release from whatever's going on in your brain and body that you feel like you can't
Everybody
escape
relates
from.
to that.
For sure.
Even loneliness. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that song just kind of came out.
Isn't it interesting what inspires you to write something that the masses adore? Here's the problem though, is I can't watch those frickin' commercials. I can't either. Look, I love animals. I grew up rescuing. My mother was all about it. Like, we had so many animals, all kinds, in our house. And it's just like, it's the perfect song. Like, whoever was the genius behind the move to put that song with those ASPCA commercials.
It worked like a hot damn.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Because I'll tell you what, I was like, I will give you all my money. I was like, but it really did turn it around for them, right? It created so much revenue.
I think it generated like over $30 million in the first year or something like that.
Yeah. Who watches that and doesn't go, take all my money?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it was the perfect song. It is amazing how music does that. Like, it really does inspire you. So let's talk about some of your influences, because I'm curious, since you're one of mine. What were like the first records you bought that were kind of really important to you?
The very first record I bought was Billy Joel Glass Houses.
Well, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Love Billy Joel. And then I think the second one was Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Genesis.
Yeah.
The double album.
So many
epic,
people in that
prog
band.
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Gabriel. I was introduced to him when I was 16 and kind of realized, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I want to make other people feel the way he makes me feel when he sings and plays.
But another great that we both love is Joni Mitchell.
Oh. Yeah.
So I heard that you performed for her, which is basically a nightmare for me. Like, that would.
It was terrifying.
Oh.
It was terrifying.
And you did you do Blue?
I did Blue.
Oh, how do you pick that one? How did you pick this?
Well, I mean, Blue is one, if you asked me what my top 5, if I was stuck on a desert island,
Like album?
Blue would be up there for sure, if not one, top 3. I mean, I love every song on that record, but Blue just, I loved it so much. And I had kind of learned it. So
Yeah.
when they asked me if I wanted to do a Joni song, I mean, yes, I was utterly terrified because she's formidable. And those songs are challenging and technical and
The chord progression?
don't mess with Joni, right?
Yeah.
So getting that right. And I think, you know, I did dumb it down a little bit because I didn't quite figure out all the chords. But bless her heart, afterwards, she came up to me and she goes, "That was lovely, dear. You made it your own." I think that was her way of saying, yeah,
Take
thanks for
the
dumbing it down.
compliment. I love when
She didn't hate it, so that was the...
I know, but I love when people think that they're like, what was that insulting? I'm like, I filter everything as I am awesome. Like, they loved it. Like, you have to do that sometimes, especially when it's your heroes. But no, I've heard it, and you're incredible. And I love, you actually covered River, and it was on your Christmas album.
My Christmas record, yeah.
Which I thought was brilliant. It was such a smart idea for
was
Christmas
such
record,
a,
yeah.
you know, I really was trying to find songs that, even though they had elements of Christmas in them, they weren't really the most obvious choices.
Yeah.
And that was obviously, again, one of my very favorite songs. Boy, if I could have written that, I would be really happy.
Is that your one? Mine is Why, Annie Lennox. Oh, so you're on tour this year. How has touring changed for you over the years?
You know, I still love it. I absolutely love playing live. I love singing for people.
Yeah.
You know, the voice thing is a little challenging. Getting sick. I got sick last year and had to cancel my whole Canadian tour.
And you can't help it. Like when your body decides to let you down.
Horrible. It's so disappointing. I hate
Yeah.
disappointing people. And you know, actually, I didn't even know if I'd be able to sing again because I did a bunch of damage.
Oh, no.
And so I had to go on vocal rest this winter and just not sing at all not talk either for like 3 or 4 months. And was just kind of waiting to see whether it would come back or not.
I would never be able to not talk. Like, people probably wish I could get that kind of sick.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time alone. I spent a lot of time in the woods.
That's kind of awesome, though. I would
it
love
was.
that. But Sarah also has a documentary out on one of her most famous tours right now. It's called Lilith Fair, Building a Mystery, The Untold Story, is on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. How did Lilith Fair come together? I just remember it always being.
Yeah, well, it was sort of a number of things. I wanted to do some shows in the summer. I didn't want to have all the responsibility fall on my shoulders. And I was looking out and going, you know, there's all these festivals out there and they're completely male-dominated, yet there's all these women coming up in the industry and having a ton of success, and why are they not represented? So I thought, well, I've had women open up for me before. I love that. I wanted to, you know, kind of enforce that community. And also I had, you know, this kind of old school attitude that was, you can't put 2 women back to back on the radio. You can't play 2 women on the same bill. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be in competition with these women. Like, music is...
It's not competition, it's inspiration.
Exactly.
You inspire each other, yeah.
So I really wanted to break down those barriers. And then, of course, when people said you couldn't do that, I'm like, oh.
You just made it a red button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, well, I'm definitely going to do that then.
Oh, I love a red button. Okay, so one song you had the same year as Lilith is the song you stole from me. It's from my soul. I have wept so much to this song. I don't even know why. Like, I was so young. It's like, what have you experienced? I'd experienced a bit, but I Love You is, first of all, and I told you this earlier, but the line, I forgot to tell you, like the line, how you say this is literally the best line in a rom-com that's never existed. It's the ending where you're just, you know, you start crying and you're like, oh yeah. It's my favorite song of yours, actually. Do you get that a lot of this song?
I don't.
I know, I don't know why it is my favorite. I think it is so beautiful. I think this song separates you out from like other singers. It is so much more difficult to do what you do all the time. Like, it takes so much breath work. It takes so much control.
Yeah, it's a lot of pushing and pulling and restraint.
And you're so passionate, like with how you say it, so it takes even more air. It's just, it's so beautiful and simple. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's very simple.
I know, but like, I know we were talking about this, I feel like sometimes we complicate, I feel like a lot of times as humans, we complicate things. But when it's that simple, sometimes it's just so beautiful. She's got a new album out now, it's called Better Broken. So this is your first album, is it 11?
In 11 years.
11 years.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Why now? did just inspiration just...
You know, just, it took this amount of time. I was raising my teenage daughters. I was a full-on dance mom. I was also fundraising off the side of my desk for my free music schools. And life just got busy.
Yeah.
And it took that much time to amass enough songs. And honestly, I had 7 or 8 songs that I wrote about a really ugly, long breakup that were kind of in the vault, and I pulled them all out thinking, okay, I've got an album's worth, and I listened to them like, I don't want to give this any energy anymore. That is an old story, and I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Plus, they weren't that great, let's be honest.
Yeah. But sometimes it does, man, it sucks because you get out there and you put something out because it's like important to you, and then you have to sing it for the rest of your life.
Well, and it's living there in the public
Yeah.
realm too, and it's just it takes up energy.
Yeah.
And this was something that it was so long ago, and I'm
so
so
smart.
strong and feel so different now,
Yeah.
where I'm just like, I don't want to give that any energy at all.
Yeah.
There
You know
was
what
one
I do?
song
I
that was
just
really
change
good,
the
but-
lyrics.
That's good. Well, yeah, because I mean, if the music is strong, and I still have the music, and I'm like, I just might rewrite some
No,
words.
because it is growth, I think, and not against anyone, just in favor of yourself too, learning you and learning how you are in relationships. It's like there is a growth to us, obviously.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about your nonprofit. Let's talk about that real quick,
Yeah,
because
of
it's really
course.
important to you. Go ahead.
Sarah McLachlan School of Music actually started it 24 years ago. I took the money I made from Lilith Fair and put it into a foundation. And around the same time, a lot of the public schools were cutting their music programs. And I thought, you know, the only reason I stayed in school was because of the music and art program.
Hello.
Yeah. And honestly, if I didn't have the music programs at school, my parents give me private music lessons, and having that foundation of music to reach into when I was trying to write, or just for the joy and the abandonment of and a release of all this energy that had to go somewhere. So to think kids might not have that opportunity, especially, you know, you think it was tough when we were growing up, like to grow up in social media, in the world of social media, and the world that, you know, we're all living in right now, which is feels very unstable, and there's a lot of fear and a lot of division. And I think kids more than ever need a sense of community and need a safe place where they can, express themselves. And music is such an amazing outlet for that. So I'm so thankful that I've been able to be part of this for the past 24 years. And I'm happiest when I feel like I'm living my purpose, which is not only to sing and play for people, but to elevate people and to make them feel better and to bring them closer to their emotional worlds and to connect.
Yeah. Well, a new song on the album is Reminds Me.
A love song.
Yeah.
I gotta have one of those every once in a while, you know?
Yeah.
Some hope.
Yeah.
And this is a really hopeful song.
I was telling you, it's perfectly, it's like a perfect lullaby, like in your ear. Like it's so beautiful. And much of your music is autobiographical. The song Building a Mystery, it's just such a relatable subject, but done in such a poetic way. How did this song come about?
So I was working with my producer, Pierre Marchand. We wrote this song together, and I'd come out of a long tour, but I'd also been living in New Orleans when I was making my second record. And again, you know,
cool place to live.
It was amazing. In the French Quarter, it was incredible at 21 or 22 years old. And I think for me, it takes me a while to process information. I'm kind of slow, and it takes a while for it to sink in. And so a couple years later, I was really thinking about that experience. And Pierre and I started writing the song together, and it just kind of, you know, Building a Mystery kind of happened. The chorus happened, and I'm like, what does that even mean? What does Building a Mystery mean? And I started thinking about New Orleans and all the masks, like all these really interesting, crazy people that were very, very subculture, like the epicenter of subculture.
Yeah.
Meeting these interesting folks into voodoo, into all sorts of stuff, and all creating these personas for themselves that were really kind of exotic and exhilarating and
mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious.
Yeah.
And this is what we all do. We all put on a facade, put on masks.
It's a lot easier.
It's easier.
I always say I'm sending my representative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we put on makeup in the morning before we go out often. You know, it's like it's this idea of putting your, which is sad that we do this actually, but you know, putting our best foot forward and feeling strong and you know, I feel like I've been doing less and less of that as I get older, and I don't mind going out looking like a bag lady anymore.
I'm going to be really blunt with you right now. My whole life, unless I'm being paid, I don't wear makeup.